Hey everybody, welcome back to Wargaming Lab. This is episode 14. We're finishing the Battle of France and redeploying our forces east and getting started with the Balkan campaign. So let's get cracking. I want to move the majority of my infantry to the eastern front. We're going to use a little bit of it in the Balkans, but the majority of it's going to just start positioning for the eventual Operation Barbarossa. So let's just get these moving. Can move the clock a little bit since we're just redeploying troops. First Panzer Army will stay in France for the meantime. The shame of defeat, France has fallen, and the shame of defeat burns in our souls. This is obviously France talking. It is time to rally all true Frenchmen to our cause, and you can see that Vichy France has spawned. I'm not sure what their order of battle is like. It's pretty weak. We'll be able to finish them off in late 1942 if all the historical decisions fire in the right order. So they still have the majority of their African possessions, and you can see Equatorial Africa is the Free French, which I think is pretty accurate. I'm not sure if it was like the day France surrendered that this all kind of figured itself out, but yeah, historically, Free France started in Equatorial Africa and then spread slowly until Operation Torch. I believe Syria is probably the next one that'll switch over. As for Italy, I believe they're at war with the UK now, and you can see they're attacking over the frontier. They have almost no troops in Albania, which makes no sense to me, typical AI being pretty crappy. The East African campaign looks like it just started. Not sure how that'll go. It's a little bit of a different outcome every time. So, anyway, we got our motorized stuff reinforcing here. Let's check our production. Okay, so we need this Mountain Corps number 2 for the Balkan campaign, and then the rest of this is mostly just prepping for Barbarossa. So we have 10 mountain divisions right now, or not mountain, sorry, 10 panzer divisions right now and 2 corps, and then we're finishing up our 2 motorized corps. Should have that last division ready to go here. I usually try to assign offensive doctrine generals to motorized and panzer divisions. It's nice if you can find a combination of battle expert, offensive, and then an additional one. So Hubei is a pretty good call. Let's go with him. Air Force staging, okay. We also need to check our production, right? So we got some anti-aircraft guns finishing. We got our heavy cruisers, which won't be ready for the Balkan. Not that we can really get to the Mediterranean or the Scandinavian campaign, but they'll come in handy in the Baltic Sea when we attack the Soviets. Let's see. So we need another 10 panzer divisions. We got 5 under construction, so let's get 5 more in the queue. And then we're going to need another 10 motorized divisions, and those need to all be ready before Barbarossa, and those are the highest priority thing we can really make right now. So let's get division. I don't know what happened to our templates here. Let's just make our own here. So motorized believe it's our regular artillery right now. Tank destroyer, armored car, truck transport, motorized engineer, and headquarters. Yeah, so that's it. And we'll build 10 of those. Let's just make sure we fix this template here. Yeah, okay, save template. Okay. All right, so that's the bare minimum we need, and then we're going to need a few more armies worth of regular infantry too, so we got a long way to go here. We also ideally want to build some more industrial capacity too. Let's just see how this all plays out. Italy, you can tell the AI is firing some decisions that the player would be firing when the war starts. So they've advanced into Diffa. Looks like the UK doesn't really have any units deployed here yet. That'll change pretty quickly. I'm really not sure what's going on here with Italy and Albania. I'm wondering if I put a Allied objectives here, they'll start reinforcing Albania or not. I hope they do, because all of these units up in northern Italy are wasted. It says we can invite Vichy France to our faction. It's not going to work. I think there's like a hard-coded thing that prevents that, so I won't even try. Arranging the Balkans with Italy. It needs to go German sphere of influence, because when we conquer Yugoslavia, I need to have the decision fires that gives me access to Pola, the harbor, so that I can spawn transport ships there. Otherwise, I can't get units to Africa because Italy doesn't manage that properly. So, German sphere. Let's see. I still think we'll be able to get the option to get Pola. So hopefully that works out. If not, we're going to have to figure out another gamey kind of way to get units down there. I think potentially we'll be able to get Athens, but if it's not contiguous with our main territory, we can't spawn units there, so I'm not sure how that'll play out. Let's see. We don't need quite so many officers rolling out right now. Let's go down to 20 or so. Okay, so we don't really have IC to start building these yet, but that'll change. Let's reassign these armies. Okay. We'll reassign the air units too once we start making the Eastern Front commands. Okay, we have a molybdenum shortage. I'm not exactly sure where that is available right now. Strategic resources map mode will show you where all the strategic materials are, or modifiers in blue. Yeah, there's manganese in the Soviet Union, which we'll need. We're going to have plenty of access to aluminum. And I believe we can get chromite from Yugoslavia, which we're going to definitely need. Can start redeploying our subs to the French coast. Let's get the headquarters unit down there, and we'll send small groups at a time. We don't want them to all get caught if we were to send them all at once, as unlikely as that might be. If we send a stack, like a all our subs at once and they happen to get intercepted, we could lose half of them. So I've made that mistake before. Go up to 4 speed here. Let's just clean up our technology here. I want destroyers advanced a little sooner. I'm going to move that to the top. Operational. There we go. Okay. Let's redeploy first mountain army down to the... Send them to Vienna for now. We will be attacking Sweden and Norway, but I want to get Yugoslavia done with first. Okay, we'll start making our army group commands. So we'll put Army Group North. We want Army commands and, well, when possible, Army command and especially theater command and corps commands to have generals with logistics wizard. So we'll put. Well, I think I need to fix. The Army High Command should be von Brauchitsch, and then North can be... Might actually reassign some corps commanders. We'll do that in a second. Okay, we're going to keep our Panzer and motorized divisions in France until we can set up some garrison units. Okay, so AG Nord, let's assign this to Army High Command. We'll give it to Yodel for now. We'll switch that over. It's in process of forming up anyway, so it's not critical right now. Let's get these units on the frontier. You can see the Soviets are very thinly spaced down the frontier here, but they'll start piling up. Okay, and then let's reassign some additional corps. We want at least 4 per infantry army. So send those over there. Or no, first army. Okay. Let's do another decision here. So we can set Poland to total exploitation. And I'm going to do the same with France. The other ones will leave military government. That'll give us a little bit of an IC boost. So we're at 476. Now we're at 500 and almost 550. That gets us most of the 3rd Panzer Corps in the queue actively building, which is a huge positive change. Yeah, we'll get some more armor practical when this corps finishes. Okay, there's First Army. Let's get these guys into Königsberg. Second Army will be part of Army Group North also. Second Army is usually the link between the Leningrad area and Army Group Center, somewhere in here. We'll be assigning some like Jaeger divisions and some mountain divisions to them. This terrain is in here. This terrain is kind of atrocious. Standard infantry works, but it's nice to have some terrain benefits from your units. Okay, let's get this one in here. Okay, Second Army right now is von Bock, very good commander. But is Halder a wizard? He is. Okay, Halder is going to be Army Group North. We'll give First Corps to List for now. Army Command can stay with von Reichenau, and then we'll go Halder for North. We also need to, at some point here, we need to address our rare materials shortfall here. We're going to have to build some additional rare materials infrastructure. As soon as we attack the Soviets, that's all going to go away, and we're going to have an even worse deficit. So, Second Army, okay, get up to the frontier. These standard infantry corps are going to actually go over here. We'll get those pieced out when we can. Okay. And then I think it's 8th Corps to 2nd Army. Okay, so East Prussia is primarily North Army Group North, the staging area for it. We'll have some panzers for Army Group Center kind of coming in through here, heading toward Minsk, but these infantry units will be part of the North Command. And it's flexible too, right? I mean, one of the reasons I have only 4 corps per army is I can reassign corps at will, because 5 is the max, so if I have 4, I have a free slot. Okay, 3rd Army is going to be part of Army Group Center. This will be another logistics master if we have one. Strauss isn't. Nope. First. Offensive. Offensive. Beck is a regular logistics wizard. We have some of those available. Wondering if we have any other logistics masters. I don't think we do. I think that might be one of the only ones we have. Paulus is a defensive master, and he's okay. Well, yeah, we'll just put Yodel in charge of center for now. Don't want to stick on that point for too long. There's a rubber shortage too. I mean, that's kind of always true. All those just fired. We have a chromite shortage as well. Operational doctrine. Chromite will be able to fix. Wondering if there's a decision here where I can buy. See, it says I can buy rubber from Brazil, but it's actually going to get blockaded. I'm wondering if when I do that, it'll still give me the bonus, even though I can't really send ships down there. I'm also unclear whether when I click that button, it's an immediate formation of that trade, or if it's like sending an offer to Brazil. It's not very clear. I think it's sending an offer. I think if you have the money, the AI usually accepts it. We may get a decision here to spawn some units in France for occupation duties. We'll probably use those. We'll kind of probably pull those apart and use those brigades in other places. Let's see. Third Army. Okay, I need one more corps with third. I'm also curious. Yeah, we also want to get our infantry strength near max. We can do the armor later. Just move these to the top. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Okay. And then 4th Army is going to be part of Army Group Center. They'll be on the southern flank. Maybe on the southern side of... See, Army Group Center... excuse me. Once we get through the Pripyat marshes right here, Army Group Center is covering the... obviously the center of the front facing Moscow and Smolensk. But it's really easy when you start your invasion to it's easy to not realize that you're ending up with a bunch of Army Group Center units on the south side of the Pripyat marshes, and then you have to send them north, otherwise you run into some supply issues. And in Ukraine, we really want to deal with using Army Groups South, but it's kind of unavoidable. You'll end up stacking Army Group South up too much if you don't put some Army Group Center units here. We can always move them across. And then the other benefit is the AI is not great at managing the terrain in here that's unmovable, so they'll end up with units stuck in the marshes that you can surround pretty easily. So we can use Army Group Center units to accomplish that. Okay, let's see. And then you're going here. I don't think Brazil actually accepted that trade. So we're not getting any other options to spawn any trade offers, so we're gonna have to maybe speed up our attack on Yugoslavia just to get some of that rare material. Okay, so Army Group Center's infantry armies are done. Army Group South is yet to be constructed, really, so... Okay, let's get a temporary army group going here. I'll just call it A for the Balkans. We'll give this to... We'll give this to Modal. And then we're going to have our Mountain Corps down here. Send our fighters up to Army Group North. We don't need them down there. We'll start the Air Force's stuff shortly here. Okay. Keller. Our air bases in East Prussia are not really good enough to host a lot of these units, so we got to fix that before Barbarossa. Let's give some air headquarters units to these Army Corps, or yeah, Army groups, just to be able to control the air units better, and we get some logistical bonuses doing that. We also just don't need these out here. Okay, you can go to Danzig. And then we'll send one of the Stuka ground attack units. 6. Okay, KG3 is going to Army Group Center. So will this Stuka group. And then we'll leave the light bombers in France for now. Yeah, Italy hasn't reinforced. They're sending units places, I can see that. Maybe they're just all going to Egypt. Yeah, you can see there's I think these are Canadian divisions with these just red tiles. Okay. Okay, our second Mountain Corps will be done in October. Just make sure we got another Air Force command going here. Yeah, we do. Oh, and I can spawn more headquarters, so good. This one will go with Army Group Center and Army Group South. Okay, we're not doing Operation Sea Lion. Yeah, we got to pay industry. No strategic bombing. Heavy industry is helpful. Let's see, do we need metals? I mean, we're not draining so fast that I'm worried about running out, and I don't want to add descent, so no. We do need to ration petrol, and no. Okay, there's one of our mountain divisions. So we got 1 through 5. This will be 6. We want to assign generals that have either winter specialists, although we're not going to be using them in the Arctic too much. Better would be offensive doctrine for sure. Hill fighter is one of them, I believe. Yeah, hill fighter. And then mountain something, I don't remember what it's called. There it is. Mountaineer. Okay, Kubler will work. Okay, this is reminding us, I think this is a photo from Das Boot. Yeah, it is. We probably should redeploy our subs to France. I guess we did start doing that. Let's send 2nd and 3rd and 4th down there to Brest. And we can also assign these pocket battleships to our surface fleets. Yeah, okay. So Deutschland will go with first fleet. Yep. And then Scheer and Graf Spee can go with 2nd. Okay, so we got some pretty decent surface task forces there. Looks like I need to upgrade that general. Okay. Italian air forces in France. I'm not really interested in that. So you can return expeditionary forces to... Oh, there's our strategic resources. Okay, so we want... let's get chromite for now. Let's see who wants to sell us some chromite. Turkey. Turkey we can trade with, but Soviet Union let's go with. Okay, so that should solve some problems. Regional air power, great. Okay. Turn expeditionary force, air forces. Oh, we gotta wait for the previous one to go through. Just assign these to the 1st Flying Corps, or Flying Army. Why can't I see that? Oh, there it is. Okay. I think it's a little early to have Focke-Wulf 190s. I guess it might have been around this time. Okay, and then we want KG1 to go with them, and KG2, and STG1. Okay, so we'll probably have some regular fighters attached to this too by the time Barbarossa starts, but okay, we still are dealing with a little bit of that descent from the fuel rationing. It should go away. Okay, here's this military administration in France. I'm going to say good because it gives us a lot of garrison type units that we don't have right now. We're going to be reorganizing these and probably parceling out all of the brigades. I'm going to turn off upgrades for now until we assign them to actual units. Okay, it would be really nice for this descent to stop. No coal rationing. And we're a global land power, it says. Man, okay. Okay, we've lost the effects of level 3 chromite shortage. I believe that's from trade. Apparently Yugoslavia is closely aligned enough with us that we're able to get chromite and aluminum from them, but I'm not trusting that that's going to stay that way. Come on. There we go. Okay, now we're back to normal production. All right. Okay. Almost gotten... Well, not almost, but we're getting close to getting all those in queue. Okay, let's send some more subs to France. I think we have 8 in Brest now, so let's get the rest of these to Lorient. I think we need to organize some new groups here, so this will be the 8th group. Let's see. It's important to assign commanders that are sea wolves to these groupings. The bonuses from that are really high. I think we also have another one ready to go. This will be the 9th. Where's my sea wolves? Okay, and then yeah, get those sent out. Hopefully they don't get intercepted. We'll send out these convoy raiders too a little bit later. Okay, let's start getting these deployed on the frontier. Okay, you can see an Australian division, I believe that's the 9th. Yep, that's the 9th, showed up. So I don't expect, you know, it looks like Italy has a lot of divisions, and they do, but the quality is super low. There's fascist militia in a lot of these. I don't expect them to get much further. They usually do pretty well in East Africa initially, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, here's our 10th group. Some nice sub-practical. We should be pretty high sub-practical by now. We'll check on that in a second. Send these to Saint-Nazaire. Yeah, our sub-practical is 12.3. It's actually not as high as I'd like to see it. But it's way better than it could be. We'll get more subs in queue right away here once we start having some space in the queue. We may attack Great Britain later, but it's sort of dependent on whether we can crush the Soviet Union first. I don't want to deal with both of those at the same time. I'll just say we want to set up the right government for the English. I'm going to move these anti-aircraft guns down just to open up some more IC for our motorized units. Damaged Maginot Forts. No, we're not going to repair them. Okay, more multi-role fighters. I like to have around at least 4 groups of multi-role fighters per army group, and then we have, you know, attack bombers and close air support thrown in the mix, and then we might even throw in some interceptor groups too. We got pretty good coverage of Germany right now with our interceptors. We'll definitely want more of them before too long. Okay, there's Indian units in the mix now too. We should start to see this British front solidify a bit. There's also usually a lot of naval battles right off the bat because the Italians just kind of go ham with their fleet. They don't really concentrate it very well. It's kind of a waste. It's just the one thing about Hearts of Iron 3 that really bothers me. It's just how bad the AI is with anything remotely related to the ocean. Fleet battles, amphibious invasions, all of it. It just sucks. I don't want to go up to 5 speed. You know, things just happen too fast to even really be able to watch. 4 speed is kind of the max, even when we're not doing anything active. Let's see. So we do have access to chromite. We have zinc. I believe we need to see if we can get a rubber we can probably get from Japan later. Let's try manganese. Who wants to sell us manganese? Usually you have to wait for the day to switch over before you'll see the new trade available. Potentially no one wants to sell us manganese. That could also mean that. So we got a bunch of fascist militia. These are actually pretty handy for suppression. A bunch of SD units. Military police. Some infantry battalions. Yeah, we'll use all of those. In fact, I might actually pull out some of these MPs right now. And we can assign these to some of our armies and army group commands. Makes them a little bit less squishy if they get attacked by like partisans and stuff like that. We'll just send these out right now. Yeah, lots of military police. We'll send this one down here. Yeah, no manganese. It's a shame. Okay, another mountain division. The Mountaineer modifier is actually so good that it's worth it to downgrade your leader skill just to get it, because the leader skill will come pretty easily just through being in combat, but the modifiers don't necessarily show up from scratch that easily. So oh, come on. There is a way to filter this, but you have to like disable everything before it's really useful and then re-enable things. There's no way to unselect all of them. You can reset all filters, but that just re-enables all of them, so it's not that useful. Man, I thought I had... It's possible that, you know, any new year that occurs in the game, a bunch of new commanders spawn, so it's possible that we're not getting any Mountaineers until later. I'll just do some offensive generals, maybe at level 3, if there's any that are handy. We'll do Knitzel since he has river crossing. I believe this Kranska Gora, that's river crossing, so that'll help. That gives us river attack and attack speed. Okay. Okay, we're up to 614 I see. That's really, really nice. We'll get some additional IC once we occupy some territory down here. Logistical warfare bonus is huge. Okay, now these divisions are really coming out. 8. We'll just do another level 3 general. Another river attacker. Lots of rivers in Yugoslavia. It's not the worst idea in the world. We'll go Ritau. Yeah, Panzer divisions are so expensive. I mean, it makes sense, but... Okay, thermal division. Okay, these are... Let's see. Gun type atom bomb. One of the following must be true. Okay, so we either have to go down the heavy bomber route to at least level 10, which we're not going to get to in any realistic time frame, or strategic rocket, engine, warhead, and structure at least 3, along with an experimental reactor in order to get these technologies. So let's get that experimental reactor technology going. We're also going to need to make the SS command structure. Let's go theater command. I don't really care who we assign these right now. That'll work. Okay. How are we doing on? Yeah, we don't have any SSHQs that we can spawn. Okay, that should be the 9th. We'll just go with Weiss. Okay, we're getting some of our first police units. I'm not going to assign those to anything yet, but we are going to send some of these fascist militia to fill those out a little bit more. Okay, we're getting some progress here with these motorized divisions. Wish these ships would just finish sooner. Okay, we only have 100,000, or we'll have 100,000 men on the border. It's not enough, so we'll have to send our panzer divisions down here. Obviously, we want to do that. I mean, we need to reach central Yugoslavia pretty quickly. As we expected, Italy just kind of got rolled over, and Albania, because they had no units there. So it'll be up to us to capture Greece and Yugoslavia. French workers, annex Alsace-Lorraine, absolutely. We get some captured French artillery. We'll piece some of this out to our garrison units in France. Same thing with these. We got some heavy armor too. It's obviously French, but we can actually upgrade that into German heavy armor, which will be pretty handy. Okay, our mountain cores are done. We might build another one before Barbarossa, we'll see. Let's see, let's just give it to... I'll give it to Lanz. He's got Logistics Wizard, that's pretty handy. French guns from the Maginot Forts. Put guns to use. Okay, heavy artillery. Railway artillery. Okay. Those will come in handy too. Let's turn off upgrading and we'll just send them up here. William Messerschmitt, genius. So one of the nice things about him as our armaments minister is we get these constant twin engine, single engine aircraft technology gains, which really helps get these things researched faster. Hitler dances a jig. He's pretty stoked about France falling apart. Okay. I wonder what we're reinforcing right now. Must be... We're spending some pretty good IC on reinforcement. Oh, yeah, because these are reinforcing too. Let's turn that off. And let's turn that off too. When we parcel out the brigades, those get set to default again, so hopefully this number goes down on the next day. Yeah, it does. Okay, that's what that was. Occupy the Channel Islands. Sure, why not? It's only one manpower. Let's get these military police assigned. I'll just rename that to 1. Cool. Okay, more of these SS police. Let's send another one of these militia over there. Okay, let's check on... Well, they're doing okay. The UK AI is just as bad, you know, for the same reasons at sending reinforcements across the globe. I really want to get into a multiplayer game one of these days with some guys on the Paradox forums. I think it would just make it so much more interesting to have, you know, actually intelligent decisions going on with other nations. Obviously, it would make it much harder too. I mean, that's a given. But Okay, SS self-propelled artillery. Japan just spawned the Republic of China, Nanjing, which is like the collaborationist government in China. Finland joined the Allies. Probably because I didn't spawn. I didn't probably influence them early enough. Yeah, that's a bummer. So we're going to have to attack Finland too. Which is not historical, and that's okay. I don't really mind. It's just going to mean it takes longer. SS paratroops. Sure, why not? Hey, just getting some water. So, where do we leave off? Spawning police units. Yeah, I'd like these motorized divisions to get in queue here, because you can see that some of them aren't going to be finished until April, which is in time for a historical start to Barbarossa. We'll kind of see how that plays out. I'd rather wait until 1942, as ahistorical as that sounds, to have the right number of divisions to conquer the Soviet Union than try to do it in 41 and kind of fall on my face because I can't cover the front properly. That would be bad. And even then, it's going to be very difficult to accomplish. Let's see. Okay. Heavy armor forging advance. Okay, we don't really need any more levels than that, I don't think. National, okay, logistics, medicine, infantry. Okay, let's research mechanization of infantry, why not? I think we should be good. Oh, dual purpose AT and AA guns, we need that. Air landing infantry and equipment comes in handy. We're going to want some Marines, especially for the Balkan campaign. So let's get... I think we need this in order to... Let's see... Marine activation. Naval underway replenishment doctrine. So we need level 1 of this. We can get regular naval infantry right now. They're just not as good at that task. Okay, 4. Okay. Oh, yeah, really interesting. Italy's, again, I'm not convinced this is going to last, but Italy's really pushing strong here. You can see the 7th Australian Division just showed up. I'm not sure where the 9th Division went. Maybe they got overrun. Okay, another convoy raider. Let's get some of these sent out to France. Oh, and our final SD unit. Okay. Yeah, I think starting in February 41, the practical and then the release of all this IC will really help us push out some more infantry divisions too. Alright, I am going to chance this because we don't really have any actual field units out here yet, but we really need to get started on this Yugoslavia invasion, so let's start redeploying. First motorized is going to follow up behind the mountain divisions. Second motorized is going to be based in Hungary. First and second Panzer will also be based in Hungary, and we'll just kind of slice into Yugoslavia from the north and northwest. When they get down there, we can get started on the attack. I don't think it's cold enough down here to really get in our way. Yep. Okay. Well, that's about all we can issue from an orders perspective right now. I'm going to move first and second up to Copenhagen for now. We don't have any troops in Denmark either, which will probably be needing to be fixed at some point. Yeah. So they still have the Dodecanese Islands, as they did before the war, but yeah, Greece and Yugoslavia. Wow. Wow, they've really pushed further forward. Okay, well, that's where the Australian 7th Division is. I don't know where the 9th went. Okay, looks like they're in southern Germany, so moving along. Not sure why we're so behind on diesel engines. Is it cast armor? I guess we're not behind. We're behind on armor techs. That got moved down at some point. Armored cars can go up too. Cast armor at least 2. Cast armor construction. No, welded armor construction. One of the following must be true. Okay. So what are we missing? Advanced armor designs. Oh, this is missing. Gotcha. Okay, our tanks are still kind of old, but this isn't actually that out of the ordinary for December 1940, so. Okay, we're in Hungary now. Hungary's army is mostly on the border with the Soviet Union. I don't blame them. I'm going to give them a objective, though. Wonder if that'll make them move divisions or not. They will as soon as we attack. Wolfslayer, I am going to build that. Gives us a radar installation on the border, along with some pretty strong fortress effects for that territory. Okay, so let's map out our invasion here, and then we'll call it for this video. So, victory points, we got one in Zagreb, one in Ljubljana, I can't pronounce that, one in Split, one in Sarajevo, two in Belgrade, and then one in Macedonia. So our armored divisions are going to head both to cut off northern Yugoslavia by the coast and also straight to Belgrade. So something like this. Just delete that one. So we'll go Balkans 1941 by the time it starts. And we're going to attack with motorized units, kind of like that, and like that. And then our infantry mountain units are going to basically advance straight through. And then once we get down here, we'll see what the Greeks do. They're going to probably send units into Yugoslavia. But something like that, I bet they get to by the time we get down there, and then we'll just advance down to Athens. Looks like Italy just pulled off a amphibious landing in Chalkida, which is right next to Athens. I'm really curious how that plays out. I don't think the Greeks have that many units in Athens, though, so it might actually work. Okay, we're going to send... Actually, we're going to change this up a little bit. We're going to send, yeah. Where did I send second motorized? That'll work. Okay. I'm actually going to move these standard infantry divisions down in queue just to unlock some more for these. Yep, that works. Okay, destroyer class. Good. We need some destroyers to attach to our heavy cruisers that we're going to spawn. I want at least 8 of those. Cool. All right, let's move our panzer divisions down to the frontier. 1, 2, 3. I'll just put them all right there. Okay, and then 2nd Panzer Corps, like I said, is going straight for Belgrade. And 2nd Motorized will follow up behind. Okay. December 13th. Let's just check on the weather. Weather in Yugoslavia is really good, so as soon as... Oh, they've also counter-invaded Albania. Interesting. As soon as the units are in position, I'm just going to attack. I don't care what time of year it is. They need to get some supply. The Hungarians, their supply system will eventually work. There's a lot of units here that weren't here before, so we gotta wait. So yeah, there's 1 day of fuel. something like that. Okay, there's plenty of fuel down here. Just want to make sure that we're getting supplies. 5 days, 7 days. We're getting supplies. Okay. All right. All right. Let's actually start the invasion. We got 10 minutes left in this video, so let's just do it. So let's go up to decisions. Just see if there's anything that relates to Yugoslavia or the Balkans. There isn't. So we'll go diplomacy, Europe, Yugoslavia. We're going to go declare war, conquer, and we will get puppet decisions after this. I believe Italy will help us. But well, how many units does Italy have on the border? Not very much. Mostly crappy units. So we'll just do a standard war declaration, which should move in Italian units as well. Let's issue orders on the frontier here. These are just straight up attacks across the mountains. And let's put up our battle plan here. So we want to send these panzer divisions right across the river. Something like that. And then let's make sure we're down on 2 speed. Okay. Looking good so far. The Yugoslavian army is pretty weak, so we're gonna get some the first infantry division of the Yugoslavs that was on the border here already shattered. Yeah, and we've won all the river crossing battles too. Okay. Armor piercing capped. Kranja. Okay, yep. So we've broken the units on the frontier already. Okay, first motorized is already across. Let's check our victory points. So they're going to head for Sarajevo and the Adriatic coast. First armored. Depends on if they have any units in Zagreb. Tanks don't do that well in urban combat. But they only have a garrison unit, so we'll attack it right away. Okay, so let's send first and second. Third will attack south. Yeah, we still have these really crappy reorganize countdown timers, so we really need to fix that. I mean, it's in the queue. Okay. Getting counterattacked on the Romanian border. 6 and 7, 8. Okay, so they've actually managed a significant counterattack here. It's not going to work, but they've gotten units into the line. And here as well. But we should be able to link up with those units with our mountain divisions pretty quickly here. Okay, all of our brigade strength technologies went through. Okay. yeah. So this is a pretty decent border scrap we got going here. These divisions are going to melt. Let's see, four. Yeah, but we're gonna push through no matter what. Okay, cool. And so first motorized is the first corps to make a real breakthrough here. Let's get 4th Panzer Grenadier headed south. Major victory. Cool, okay. So we got an opening here on the route to Belgrade. We're going to stay on the north side of the river. Okay, we're getting counterattacked here. Okay, we've conquered Zagreb as soon as that counterattack ends. Let's get first, we'll spread out a little bit. These units are very weak, so I'm not worried about division of force there. Okay, our mountain infantry is in position. They'll start attacking south. Actually, 3rd Panzer is going to attack this one from the rear. Man, 82 hours is just really bad. Let's get across the river. Okay. Let's see if we can get 1st Panzer across the river. Okay, 9th Panzer Grenadier maybe can get behind this little front here. They still got units on the Romanian border. Okay, we're running into some supply issues. This will be somewhat alleviated once we have an actual contiguous front with Austria here. I mean, it says we're in supply, so. Okay, 2nd, 3rd's going there. 1st is going to keep going to the coast. Okay, 3rd, and 1st and 2nd. 3rd will go into Zagreb. Yeah, we've almost cut the country in two. I think most of these units in Split are headquarters units. I'm not too worried about those. Okay, 7th, 8th, and 9th, or 7th, 8th, and 6th Panzer might be able to get an encirclement here. Let's see if we can get down there. Probably not, though, because their refresh timer is just so fucking long. We gotta fix that by Barbarossa, otherwise we're gonna get nowhere. Let's see. Okay, yeah, they're holding strong up here, but we're about to surround them completely, so I'm not concerned about that. First, second, third, fourth. Let's actually destroy this division that we surrounded. Oh, so we're fighting the Greeks now. They've already got divisions up here. That should help out the Italians, though. They've already landed a bunch of troops. At least that'll tie them down a little bit. Man, come on. Move. Okay, we've destroyed that division. I think we are going to pull this encirclement off. Okay, we've got 9th Panzer Grenadier north of Belgrade now, so they can start shelling the city. Let's see, second can help with that. First. Might even get another encirclement over here. Let's see, 4th, 5th. Yeah, 6th will cross also. Yep, we're going to get 2 encirclements here. Not of anything really spectacularly useful, but cool. And now we have a free hand to play in Belgrade. Let's just get south of the city before we start attacking it, so we get some envelopment bonus. Okay, we got some Greek divisions in the fray here. I don't know about that. One of their few motorized divisions is surrounded. We could probably get Italy in on this. Let's just check. Oh, it's 1941. Economic boost. I'm just going to go with short-term investment. We'll check some of the other ones in the next video. But anyway, that's it for now. We're a little bit over time here. So thank you for watching. You can see we're starting to cut apart Yugoslavia. We'll head to Greece in the next video. When that's all done, we'll start, I think for real, actually getting started with Scandinavia, and then we'll see if we have time this year for Barbarossa. We may have to wait until 1942. In any case, thank you for watching. Hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Getting this channel started and learning how to do YouTube videos has been a lot of fun. Constructive criticism and commentary is really appreciated. Feel free to put that down there, and I'll see you next time.